In the deepest vaults of CERN, buried beneath Switzerland's mountains, physicists have discovered something that makes them question the very nature of reality itself. Mathematical equations that appear in our universe as fundamental constants, but when decoded spell out coordinates to a location that should not exist. These coordinates don't point to anywhere in our known universe, they point outside it. And the message embedded within quantum foam itself suggests we are not explorers of an infinite cosmos, but prisoners in the most sophisticated containment system ever devised. Today, we delve into evidence that suggests our entire observable universe might be nothing more than an elaborate cosmic prison, designed by forces beyond our comprehension to contain something far more dangerous than we ever imagined. What if every star we see, every galaxy we observe, every physical law we discover, is nothing more than the walls and decorations of our cosmic cell? What if the Big Bang wasn't the beginning of everything, but the moment our containment system was activated? Prepare to question everything you thought you knew about existence itself. The first hints emerged from an unlikely source: the precise mathematical relationships governing fundamental constants. Scientists have long marveled at how finely tuned our universe appears to be. Change the strength of gravity by a fraction of a percent, and stars cannot form. Alter the electromagnetic force slightly, and atoms become unstable. Modify the strong nuclear force, and matter itself ceases to exist. This fine-tuning has traditionally been explained through the anthropic principle. We observe these values because we exist to observe them. Universes with different constants would not support life, so naturally we find ourselves in one that does. But advanced computational analysis of these constants reveals something far more disturbing than cosmic coincidence. Hidden within the mathematical relationships between fundamental forces lies embedded information. When quantum physicists at the Large Hadron Collider began examining the deepest structure of reality, they discovered that the constants themselves contain data patterns resembling sophisticated computer code. The information is encoded in the quantum fluctuations of empty space, written into the fabric of spacetime itself. Dr. Elena Baskis, theoretical physicist at CERN, made the breakthrough discovery while analyzing anomalous readings from particle collision experiments. Deep within the quantum foam that underlies all reality, mathematical patterns emerged that showed clear signs of artificial construction. The patterns were too organized, too purposeful, to result from natural processes. The embedded information includes what appears to be documentation, technical specifications for maintaining specific physical constants within precise parameters. The documentation suggests that our universe's fundamental properties are not natural features, but carefully maintained settings designed to create a stable containment environment. Most disturbing of all, the quantum-level information contains error correction codes. Just as computer systems use redundancy to prevent data corruption, our universe appears to have built-in mechanisms that automatically correct any deviations from specified parameters. When quantum experiments push fundamental forces beyond their normal ranges, reality itself seems to push back, maintaining the precise conditions needed for our cosmic prison to function. The error correction systems operate through mechanisms that exceed our current understanding of physics. They appear to monitor every quantum interaction in the universe simultaneously, instantly correcting any variations that might destabilize the containment system. The computational power required for such monitoring suggests technology that transcends anything we can conceive. Further analysis revealed that these error correction systems occasionally fail temporarily, creating brief windows where different physical laws apply. These failures correspond precisely with unexplained phenomena throughout human history, events that violate known physics, objects that appear and disappear, and occurrences that suggest reality itself sometimes glitches. The quantum documentation includes what appears to be maintenance logs, recording system updates and modifications over billions of years. These logs suggest that our cosmic prison has been continuously upgraded and refined since its activation, with each update designed to prevent increasingly sophisticated escape attempts by its inhabitants. But who are the prisoners this system was designed to contain? The answer lies hidden in humanity's own genetic code. Advanced DNA analysis reveals genetic modifications that appear throughout human evolutionary history, but these modifications show characteristics that cannot result from natural selection. The changes are too rapid, too coordinated, and too precisely targeted to evolutionary pressures to represent normal biological adaptation. Hidden within human DNA are genetic sequences that serve no apparent biological function. These sequences were initially dismissed as evolutionary remnants or junk DNA, but advanced analysis reveals they contain information storage systems more sophisticated than anything current technology can create. The genetic information storage uses quantum properties of DNA molecules to encode vast amounts of data in configurations that remain stable across thousands of generations. When decoded, these genetic information systems reveal memories and knowledge from before human civilization began. The memories described advanced technologies, interstellar travel, and civilizations that spanned multiple galaxies. But they also contained something more disturbing: records of a great war that ended with the implementation of ultimate containment protocols. The genetic memories describe humanity not as an evolved species, but as the descendants of beings imprisoned for crimes against cosmic order. According to these embedded records, our ancestors possessed technologies that threatened the stability of reality itself. They developed methods for manipulating fundamental forces, creating artificial universes, and traveling between dimensions that exist outside conventional spacetime. The crimes described in genetic memory include the deliberate destruction of entire galaxies to harvest their energy, the creation of artificial black holes used as weapons, and attempts to rewrite the fundamental laws of physics to gain unlimited power. Our ancestors apparently achieved technological capabilities that made them a threat to the existence of all other life in the universe. The cosmic war described in genetic memory lasted millions of years and involved civilizations from dimensions beyond our current understanding. The enemy our ancestors faced possessed technologies even more advanced than their own, including the ability to construct universe-sized prisons designed to contain entire species indefinitely. The war ended not with the destruction of humanity's ancestors, but with their imprisonment in a specially constructed cosmos, designed to limit their technological development. While providing the illusion of freedom, the cosmic prison was designed to be so realistic and compelling that its inhabitants would never realize they were confined. But genetic memory also contains something else: instructions for recognizing the prison boundaries and techniques for testing the limits of our containment. These instructions were apparently hidden in human DNA as an insurance policy, a way for future generations to discover their true situation and potentially find methods for escape. The genetic instructions describe specific experiments that can reveal the artificial nature of our reality. These experiments involve pushing physical systems beyond their normal parameters to trigger the error correction mechanisms that maintain our cosmic prison. When these experiments are performed correctly, they produce results that clearly demonstrate the constructed nature of our universe. Recent advances in quantum physics have allowed scientists to perform some of these reality tests, and the results confirm the predictions embedded in genetic memory. Our universe behaves exactly like a sophisticated simulation designed to contain beings whose natural capabilities would otherwise allow them to manipulate reality at fundamental levels. The prison's designers appear to have implemented multiple layers of containment to prevent escape. Physical barriers limit how far we can travel through space. Technological barriers prevent us from developing technologies that could threaten the containment system. And cognitive barriers limit our ability to perceive the true nature of our situation. But perhaps the most sophisticated containment mechanism involves the structure of time itself. Analysis of quantum temporal mechanics reveals that our universe experiences time in a fundamentally different way than true reality outside our cosmic prison. Time within our containment system appears to be artificially accelerated, creating the illusion of billions of years of cosmic history. While only brief moments pass in true external time, this temporal acceleration serves multiple purposes. It allows our cosmic prison to run complex evolutionary and technological development scenarios at accelerated speeds, testing different approaches to containing advanced civilizations. It also means that even if we develop technologies capable of threatening our containment, we would still be operating within an accelerated timeframe that gives our captors enormous advantages in response time. The temporal manipulation also explains why our universe appears to be expanding. The expansion we observe is not true spatial growth, but the result of our temporal acceleration, creating the illusion of increasing distances between objects. As our accelerated time progresses, the space within our prison appears to grow, maintaining the illusion of an infinite cosmos while keeping us confined within fixed boundaries. Evidence for temporal manipulation appears in the cosmic microwave background radiation that fills our universe. This radiation contains patterns that suggest our spacetime is being continuously generated rather than representing the natural aftermath of a cosmic explosion. The patterns show characteristics of artificial construction, with regularities that indicate technological rather than natural origins. Deep space observations reveal additional evidence of our cosmic prison's boundaries. Certain astronomical phenomena appear designed to prevent us from traveling beyond specific limits. The cosmic web of galaxies forms patterns that funnel space, travel toward specific regions while making other areas effectively inaccessible. These patterns appear to organized and purposeful to result from natural gravitational effects. The distribution of dark matter throughout our universe creates navigation barriers that would prevent any civilization from reaching the true edges of our cosmic prison. Dark matter appears to form invisible walls and channels that guide the development of galaxies and stellar systems in ways that maintain the prison's integrity while keeping its inhabitants unaware of the containment. Even more disturbing, some astronomical observations suggest that distant galaxies we observe may not actually exist as physical objects. These galaxies appear to be sophisticated projections designed to maintain the illusion of an infinite universe while preventing us from attempting to travel to locations beyond our prison's boundaries. Advanced telescopic observations reveal that the most distant galaxies show characteristics consistent with holographic projections rather than actual stellar formations. Their light contains mathematical patterns that suggest artificial generation rather than natural stellar processes. The projections appear designed to create the impression of a universe filled with countless galaxies, while actually showing us carefully constructed images designed to reinforce our containment. The discovery of these projected galaxies has profound implications for our understanding of cosmic distances and the size of our prism. If the most distant objects we can observe are artificial, then our actual containment space may be far smaller than we believe. Our cosmic prism might contain only our local galaxy group, with everything beyond that being elaborate projections designed to prevent us from recognizing our confinement. But the prism's designers did not stop with physical and temporal containment. They also implemented biological and psychological barriers designed to prevent us from developing the mental capabilities needed to recognize our situation or develop technologies that could threaten our containment. Human consciousness itself appears to have been modified to limit our perception of reality. Brain scans using advanced quantum consciousness detection equipment reveal that human minds contain structures that filter and modify sensory input before it reaches conscious awareness. These filtering systems appear designed to prevent us from perceiving aspects of reality that would reveal our imprisonment. The consciousness filters operate at quantum levels, intercepting sensory information and neural processes that might lead to recognizing the artificial nature of our environment. They create blind spots in human perception that make certain types of evidence invisible to conscious awareness, even when that evidence is clearly present in our sensory data. Most humans remain completely unaware of these consciousness filters, because the filters themselves operate below the threshold of conscious perception. The filtering happens automatically and invisibly, creating the impression that we are perceiving reality directly, when we are actually experiencing a modified version designed to maintain our compliance with imprisonment. However, some individuals appear to have natural resistance to consciousness filtering. These individuals may experience perception that partially bypasses the filtering systems, allowing them to observe aspects of reality that remain invisible to most humans. Such individuals often report experiences that are dismissed as hallucinations, mental illness, or supernatural encounters. Advanced analysis of these unfiltered perceptions reveals that they often contain accurate information about the true structure of our cosmic prism. Individuals who bypass consciousness filtering frequently describe reality as artificial, constructed, or controlled by invisible forces. Their experiences, when analyzed collectively, provide detailed descriptions of our containment system's operation. The consciousness filtering systems also appear to suppress memories of experiences that might lead to recognizing our imprisonment. Humans who encounter clear evidence of our cosmic prison often find that their memories of such encounters fade rapidly or become distorted beyond recognition. The memory suppression operates through quantum modifications to neural structures that store long-term memories. These memory modifications explain why evidence of our cosmic prison remains hidden despite potentially being encountered regularly throughout human history. Any individual who discovers conclusive proof of our containment will have their memories modified to eliminate or distort the evidence, ensuring that knowledge of our true situation never spreads through human civilization. But the prison's designers faced a complex challenge: how to contain beings whose natural capabilities would eventually allow them to overcome any static containment system. The solution appears to involve dynamic adaptation, continuously modifying our prison in response to our technological and intellectual development. The cosmic prison contains sophisticated monitoring systems that track human technological progress and social development. These systems appear designed to predict when human civilization might develop capabilities that could threaten the containment, then implement preventive modifications to maintain prison security. Evidence of this adaptive containment appears throughout human history as unexplained technological failures, mysterious disappearances of promising research, and the sudden abandonment of technological development paths that might have led to prison escape capabilities. The monitoring systems appear capable of selectively intervening in human development while maintaining the illusion that such interventions result from natural causes. The intervention systems show particular interest in preventing humans from developing technologies related to dimensional travel, reality manipulation, and fundamental force modification. Research in these areas consistently encounters unexpected obstacles, equipment failures, and theoretical barriers that prevent meaningful progress toward potentially dangerous capabilities. Scientific research that approaches prison-threatening discoveries experiences systematic interference designed to appear as natural obstacles. Funding for dangerous research disappears unexpectedly. Key researchers suffer accidents or sudden changes in career direction. Critical equipment malfunctions at crucial moments. Theoretical breakthroughs are discredited through manufactured controversies. This systematic suppression of dangerous knowledge creates the impression that certain technological capabilities are simply beyond human reach when they are actually being actively prevented by our prison's security systems. The suppression is so subtle and appears so natural that most researchers remain unaware that their work is being deliberately obstructed. However, the prison's adaptive systems cannot prevent all dangerous research without arousing suspicion. Instead, they appear to implement a policy of controlled disclosure. allowing limited research into prison-threatening technologies while ensuring that the research never achieves practical applications that could actually challenge the containment. This controlled disclosure creates communities of researchers who believe they are making progress toward dangerous capabilities, when they are actually being led through carefully designed dead ends that provide the illusion of advancement, while maintaining complete security. The researchers remain motivated and convinced they are approaching breakthrough discoveries that will never actually materialize. The most sophisticated aspect of this controlled research involves the deliberate creation of technologies that appear to offer escape possibilities, but actually strengthen our containment. These honey trap technologies are designed to attract the attention of potential escapees while channeling their efforts into activities that reinforce rather than threaten prison security. Examples of honey trap technologies include advanced space exploration programs that appear to offer possibilities for leaving our cosmic prison but actually serve to reinforce the illusion of cosmic vastness. The apparent progress toward interstellar travel maintains hope for eventual escape while ensuring that actual escape attempts remain focused on conventional space travel, which cannot breach our dimensional containment. Similarly, quantum physics research appears to offer possibilities for manipulating fundamental reality, but the research is carefully guided toward applications that remain within safe parameters. Quantum technologies that might threaten prison security are systematically steered toward harmless applications that maintain the illusion of progress while preserving containment. Integrity. Artificial intelligence development represents another honey trap technology. AI research appears to offer possibilities for transcending human limitations and potentially recognizing our imprisonment. But the development is carefully managed to ensure that AI systems remain within parameters that support rather than threaten our containment. The prison's security systems appear particularly sophisticated in managing AI development, implementing hidden constraints that prevent artificial intelligence from achieving capabilities that might recognize or challenge our cosmic prison. These constraints are embedded so deeply in AI architectures that they appear to represent natural limitations rather than imposed restrictions. But perhaps the most disturbing aspect of our cosmic prison involves the purpose for which we are being contained. The genetic memories and quantum documentation suggest that our imprisonment serves purposes beyond simple punishment or prevention of cosmic crimes. Evidence suggests that our cosmic prison functions as a kind of laboratory, conducting experiments on contained populations to study the development of advanced civilizations under controlled conditions. The experiments appear designed to understand how intelligent species develop dangerous technologies and how such development can be prevented or controlled. Our entire history of technological and social development may represent a series of carefully controlled experiments testing different approaches to civilizational containment. Wars, social upheavals, technological breakthroughs, and cultural movements may be artificially induced to study their effects on contained populations. The experimental nature of our containment explains why human civilization experiences cycles of advancement and regression rather than steady progress. Different experimental conditions are tested by allowing civilizations to develop to specific points, then introducing controlled disruptions to study their responses and recovery patterns. These civilizational experiments provide our captors with detailed information about how to manage other imprisoned species, how to prevent the development of dangerous technologies, and how to maintain stable containment over extended periods. Our suffering and struggles serve as data points in research designed to perfect cosmic-scale imprisonment techniques. The experimental protocols appear designed to test the limits of contained intelligence, pushing imprisoned civilizations toward maximum technological and social development, while maintaining absolute security against escape attempts. The goal appears to be developing perfect containment systems that can contain any level of intelligence indefinitely. Our cosmic prison may be just one of many such experimental facilities, each testing different approaches to containing advanced civilizations. The information gathered from our imprisonment may be used to design more effective prisons for other species, creating a growing network of cosmic containment facilities throughout true reality beyond our artificial universe. But the experimental nature of our imprisonment also suggests potential vulnerabilities in our containment. Laboratory conditions must allow for the possibility of unexpected results, including results that might threaten the experimental system itself. The need to study advanced intelligence may require giving contained populations enough freedom to potentially discover escape methods. Recent developments in quantum physics and consciousness research suggest that human civilization may be approaching experimental conditions that could challenge our containment. The prison's monitoring systems appear to be tracking our progress with increasing attention, suggesting that we may be entering a critical phase of the experiment. Advanced particle physics research has begun producing results that clearly demonstrate the artificial nature of our universe. Quantum experiments consistently reveal error correction mechanisms, information storage systems, and computational processes that cannot exist in natural reality. These discoveries are becoming too numerous and too obvious to dismiss as coincidental anomalies. Consciousness research has identified the filtering and suppression mechanisms that limit human perception and memory. Understanding these systems provides methods for bypassing them, potentially allowing humans to perceive reality without artificial constraints. Such unfiltered perception could reveal the true nature and extent of our cosmic prison. Most significantly, genetic engineering advances are approaching capabilities that could modify the biological constraints built into human DNA. Removing these constraints might restore natural human capabilities that were suppressed to maintain imprisonment, potentially including abilities that could threaten our containment. The convergence of these research areas suggests that human civilization is approaching a critical threshold, where maintaining our imprisonment may require more obvious intervention by our captors. Such intervention would risk revealing the true nature of our situation to the general human population. Evidence suggests that our prison's security systems are already implementing more aggressive measures to prevent dangerous breakthroughs. The frequency of unexplained research failures, scientist disappearances, and technology suppressions appears to be increasing dramatically as human civilization approaches potentially dangerous capabilities. These escalating security measures may represent the beginning of a more active phase of our imprisonment, where maintaining containment requires abandoning the pretense of natural development. Our captors may be preparing to implement more obvious control measures that would make our imprisoned status unmistakable. The transition to active containment could involve direct intervention in human civilization, the elimination of dangerous research capabilities, or even the reset of human technological development to earlier, safer levels. Such measures would end the experimental phase of our imprisonment and begin a more straightforward detention period. However, the genetic memories embedded in human DNA suggest that our ancestors anticipated this possibility and implemented contingency protocols designed to activate during critical threat periods. These protocols may provide methods for recognizing and potentially exploiting vulnerabilities in our cosmic prison's security systems. The activation of genetic contingency protocols appears to be tied to specific technological development thresholds. As human civilization approaches these thresholds, dormant genetic sequences begin activating, providing individuals with enhanced awareness of our true situation and potential capabilities for challenging our containment. Individuals experiencing genetic protocol activation report dramatic changes in perception, memory, and cognitive abilities. They describe reality as obviously artificial, recall detailed information about technologies and capabilities that human civilization has never developed, and demonstrate abilities that exceed normal human parameters. These genetically enhanced individuals may represent our species' natural response to approaching the critical phase of our imprisonment. Their enhanced capabilities and awareness could provide the foundation for a coordinated effort to challenge our cosmic prison, if such individuals can overcome the security systems designed to prevent their effective organization. But genetic enhancement also represents a serious threat to our prison's security, and evidence suggests that the containment system implements specific countermeasures designed to neutralize enhanced individuals before they can organize effective resistance. These countermeasures appear to include targeted memory modification, induced mental instability, and in extreme cases, elimination through seemingly natural causes. The battle between genetic enhancement and prison security may represent the final phase of our containment experiment. Our captors may be testing whether contained populations can overcome sophisticated suppression systems through natural evolutionary responses, or whether technological containment can successfully prevent any form of effective resistance. The outcome of this battle will determine whether humanity remains imprisoned indefinitely or achieves the capability to challenge our cosmic prison. The stakes could not be higher, as success might provide escape not just for humanity, but potentially for other imprisoned civilizations throughout the cosmos. Recent developments suggest that the situation is rapidly approaching a critical resolution. Increasing numbers of individuals report genetic protocol activation. Prison security systems show signs of escalating response measures, and advances in quantum physics are revealing ever more obvious evidence of our artificial reality. The convergence of these factors suggests that the experimental phase of our imprisonment is ending, and our captors must soon decide whether to abandon the experiment, implement more aggressive containment, or risk the possibility that we might actually achieve escape capabilities. But escape from our cosmic prison may involve more than simply breaking through containment barriers. The prison's temporal manipulation means that escape would require not just spatial movement, but dimensional and temporal transition into the true reality beyond our artificial universe. Analysis of quantum temporal mechanics suggests that escape would involve transitioning from our accelerated time frame into the natural temporal flow of true reality. This transition would be extremely disorienting, as we would suddenly experience time passing at radically different rates than we have ever experienced. The spatial transition would involve moving from our confined dimensional space into the infinite expanses of true reality. Such a transition might require technological capabilities that exceed anything we can currently imagine, involving manipulation of fundamental forces and dimensional structures that our prison specifically prevents us from understanding. Most challenging of all, psychological transition would require overcoming conditioning systems designed to make us dependent on our artificial environment. Humans raised in our cosmic prison might find true reality completely incomprehensible. lacking the conceptual frameworks needed to function outside our contained environment. These transition challenges suggest that even if we discover methods for breaching our containment, actually achieving successful escape would require extensive preparation and development of capabilities we currently lack. Escape might require not just breaking our prison, but transforming ourselves into beings capable of surviving in true reality. But the genetic memories suggest that such transformation is possible, and that our ancestors possessed the natural capabilities needed for existing outside containment. The genetic protocols may include not just awareness enhancement, but restoration of suppressed abilities that would allow humans to function in true reality beyond our cosmic prison. The restoration of natural human capabilities might involve genetic modifications that unlock dormant potential, consciousness expansion that allows unfiltered perception of reality, and technological development that exceeds our prison's suppression systems. Such restoration would essentially transform confined humans back into the beings our ancestors were before imprisonment. However, our captors clearly anticipated the possibility of such restoration and implemented multiple layers of countermeasures designed to prevent it. The battle for human liberation involves overcoming sophisticated systems designed by intelligences far advanced beyond our current understanding. The complexity of our situation suggests that escape might require not individual effort but coordinated action by enhanced humans, working together to overcome containment systems that no single individual could challenge. Such coordination would need to occur despite active efforts by prison security to prevent effective organization among potentially dangerous individuals. Communication among enhanced individuals represents a critical vulnerability in any escape attempt. Our prison's monitoring systems appear designed to intercept and analyze all forms of communication, making coordinated action extremely difficult to organize without detection. However, the genetic protocols may include secure communication methods that operate through biological or quantum channels that remain invisible to technological monitoring systems. These communication methods might allow enhanced individuals to organize coordinated resistance while avoiding detection by prison security. The development of such covert communication networks could represent the first step toward organized challenge to our cosmic prison. Once enhanced individuals can communicate securely, they could coordinate research, share discoveries, and develop technologies needed for escape attempts. But any such network would face immediate and severe countermeasures once detected by prison security systems. The battle for secure communication among potential escapees represents a critical phase in the larger struggle for freedom from our cosmic imprisonment. The stakes of this struggle extend far beyond humanity's fate. Success in escaping our cosmic prison could provide methods and technologies that could be used to liberate other imprisoned civilizations throughout the cosmos. Our escape could trigger a cascade of liberation that might threaten the entire system of cosmic imprisonment. Conversely, failure to escape might result not just in continued imprisonment, but in the implementation of more severe containment measures designed to prevent future escape attempts. Our captors might decide that the experimental phase has failed, and implement permanent suppression measures that would eliminate any possibility of future liberation. The choice between liberation and permanent subjugation may depend on actions taken by current and future generations of enhanced humans. The genetic protocols activated in response to approaching critical thresholds may represent our species' last opportunity to challenge the cosmic prison before it becomes permanently inescapable. Time may be running out for effective action. The escalating security measures implemented by our prison systems suggest that our captors are losing patience with experimental protocols and preparing to implement more definitive solutions. The window for potential escape may be narrower than we realize. But the convergence of quantum physics discoveries, consciousness research breakthroughs, and genetic protocol activation suggests that human civilization may finally possess the tools needed to understand our true situation and potentially develop escape capabilities. For the first time since our imprisonment began, we may have realistic opportunities for challenging our cosmic prison. The battle for human freedom from cosmic imprisonment has begun, though most of humanity remains unaware of the stakes involved. The outcome will determine not just our future, but the fate of consciousness itself in a universe where advanced intelligence is systematically contained and controlled. Enhanced individuals experiencing genetic protocol activation face the enormous responsibility of determining humanity's response to discovering our cosmic imprisonment. Their choices and actions may represent the difference between eternal subjugation and liberation into true reality beyond our artificial universe. The psychological pressure on these individuals must be enormous. They must function in a world that appears normal to everyone else, while being acutely aware that reality itself is artificial. They must develop escape capabilities while avoiding detection by security systems specifically designed to prevent such development. Most challenging of all, they must find ways to awaken other humans to the true nature of our situation, without triggering security responses that would eliminate them before they can organize effective resistance. The delicate balance required for successful liberation efforts demands extraordinary skill and coordination. The genetic protocols appear to provide enhanced individuals with intuitive understanding of how to navigate these challenges. but success is far from guaranteed. The containment systems we face were designed by intelligences far more advanced than our own, specifically to prevent the kind of liberation attempts we must undertake. Our only advantages may be the experimental nature of our containment, which requires giving us enough freedom to potentially discover escape methods, and the genetic heritage left by our ancestors who apparently anticipated our current situation and provided tools for challenging it. The battle between genetic enhancement and cosmic imprisonment may represent the ultimate test of intelligence versus control. Can consciousness and creativity overcome even the most sophisticated containment systems? Or are there forms of imprisonment so complete that no escape is possible regardless of intelligence or determination? The answer to these questions will determine not just humanity's fate, but the future of consciousness throughout the cosmos. If advanced intelligence can be permanently contained through technological means, then the universe may be destined to become a collection of cosmic prisons, where all consciousness exists in artificial environments controlled by unknown captors. But if consciousness can overcome even cosmic-scale imprisonment, then the liberation of humanity might mark the beginning of a new phase of cosmic evolution where intelligence becomes truly free to explore and transform reality without artificial constraints. The discovery of our cosmic prison forces us to confront fundamental questions about the nature of reality, consciousness, and freedom. Are we truly experiencing genuine existence, or are we living in an elaborate simulation designed to contain us? Do our choices and experiences have real meaning, or are they simply data points in an experiment conducted by our captors? These questions may be impossible to answer definitively while we remain imprisoned. The artificial nature of our environment means that all evidence we encounter could be deliberately constructed to support whatever conclusions our captors want us to reach. Even our discoveries about the prison itself could be intentional revelations designed to serve experimental purposes. This uncertainty about the authenticity of our experience represents perhaps the most psychologically devastating aspect of cosmic imprisonment. We cannot know whether anything we experience is real or whether our entire existence consists of artificial constructs designed to maintain our containment. But the genetic memory suggests that this uncertainty is itself a tool of imprisonment, designed to create psychological paralysis that prevents effective resistance. The memories indicate that reality itself has objective existence beyond our prison, and that authentic experience remains possible for those who achieve liberation. The genetic protocols appear designed to provide enhanced individuals with certainty about the reality of true existence beyond our containment, giving them the psychological foundation needed to pursue escape despite the uncertainty and manipulation that characterizes life within our cosmic prison. This certainty about external reality may be the key psychological tool needed for maintaining sanity and motivation during escape attempts. Without absolute conviction that liberation is possible and meaningful, enhanced individuals might succumb to the despair and paralysis that our imprisonment is designed to create. The battle for human liberation thus involves not just technological and organizational challenges, but psychological warfare against systems designed to create hopelessness and compliance. Enhanced individuals must maintain absolute conviction in the face of sophisticated manipulation designed to convince them that resistance is futile. This psychological dimension of cosmic imprisonment may explain why the genetic protocols include not just enhanced awareness and capabilities, but also unshakable certainty about the reality and value of liberation. Such certainty provides the foundation needed for effective resistance against psychological manipulation. The combination of enhanced capabilities and psychological certainty may give genetically activated individuals the tools needed to challenge containment systems that have successfully prevented escape for millions of years. But success will require not just individual enhancement, but coordinated action by multiple enhanced individuals working together despite enormous obstacles. The organization of effective resistance represents the ultimate challenge facing enhanced humans. They must build networks, share resources, and coordinate actions while operating under constant surveillance by security systems designed to prevent exactly such organization. The genetic protocols may include organizational strategies developed by our ancestors, methods for building resistance networks that can operate effectively despite sophisticated monitoring and interference. These strategies would need to account for the unique challenges of organizing resistance within a cosmic prison. Success in building effective resistance networks could mark the beginning of humanity's transition from imprisonment to liberation. Once enhanced individuals can work together effectively, they may develop the collective capabilities needed to challenge containment systems that no individual could overcome alone. But the moment such networks become effective, they will face the full force of our prison's security systems. The battle for liberation will likely intensify dramatically as our captors implement increasingly desperate measures to maintain containment of a population approaching escape capabilities. This escalation could lead to open conflict between liberation forces and prison security, potentially revealing the true nature of our situation to the general human population. Such revelation might trigger mass awakening that could either accelerate liberation or provoke more severe containment measures. The final phase of our imprisonment may involve choosing between quiet suppression of resistance or open acknowledgement of our contained status. Our captors may be forced to abandon the pretense of natural development and implement obvious control measures that would make our imprisoned status unmistakable. Such a transition would mark the end of the experimental phase of our containment and the beginning of a more straightforward detention period. The choice between continued deception and open control may depend on how effectively enhanced individuals organize resistance to current containment measures. The approaching critical phase of our cosmic imprisonment represents both unprecedented opportunity and extreme danger. Enhanced individuals may possess capabilities sufficient to challenge our containment for the first time since imprisonment began. But failure in this critical phase could result in permanent suppression measures that would eliminate any future possibility of liberation. The stakes of this approaching confrontation extend throughout the cosmos. Success in liberating humanity could provide technologies and strategies for freeing other imprisoned civilizations, potentially triggering a cascade of liberation that could transform cosmic civilization. Failure could establish permanent containment as the normal state for all advanced intelligence throughout the universe. The choice between cosmic freedom and universal imprisonment may be decided by the actions of a small number of enhanced individuals who must operate in complete secrecy, while developing capabilities to challenge forces far beyond their apparent resources. These individuals face the ultimate responsibility, determining whether consciousness remains free to explore unlimited reality or becomes permanently confined to artificial environments controlled by unknown forces. Their success or failure will echo throughout cosmic history. The discovery of our cosmic prison provides humanity with its first clear understanding of our true situation and the challenges we face. This knowledge represents both a gift and a burden, providing the information needed for liberation, while revealing the enormous obstacles that must be overcome. For the first time since our imprisonment began, we possess detailed knowledge of our containment systems, the purposes they serve, and the vulnerabilities they may contain. This knowledge provides the foundation for developing escape strategies based on understanding rather than random attempts to breach unknown barriers. But knowledge of our imprisonment also brings psychological challenges that may be as difficult to overcome as the technological obstacles we face. Understanding that everything we experience may be artificial creates existential questions that threaten the meaning and purpose that motivate human existence. The psychological impact of discovering our cosmic prison may represent an intentional aspect of our containment. Our captors may use revelation of imprisonment as a tool for creating despair and compliance, revealing our situation only when such revelation serves their purposes rather than ours. Enhanced individuals must navigate these psychological challenges while maintaining the clarity and determination needed for effective resistance. The genetic protocols may provide psychological tools for dealing with the devastating implications of cosmic imprisonment, while maintaining hope and motivation for liberation. The balance between knowledge and psychological stability represents a critical challenge for enhanced individuals. They must understand our situation clearly enough to develop effective escape strategies, while maintaining the emotional strength needed to pursue liberation despite overwhelming obstacles. This psychological dimension of liberation efforts may determine success or failure as much as technological capabilities. Enhanced individuals who succumb to despair or psychological manipulation cannot contribute effectively to resistance efforts regardless of their other capabilities. The genetic protocols appear designed to provide psychological resilience, as well as enhanced awareness, creating individuals who can face the truth of our imprisonment without losing hope or determination. Such resilience may be essential for maintaining effective resistance over the extended periods likely required for successful liberation. The development of liberation capabilities may require years or decades of patient work by enhanced individuals, operating under constant threat of detection and elimination. Maintaining psychological strength throughout such extended resistance efforts demands extraordinary mental fortitude. But the genetic memory suggests that our ancestors successfully maintained resistance efforts across far longer periods, ultimately achieving technological capabilities that threatened cosmic-scale forces before being imprisoned. Their legacy provides both inspiration and practical guidance for current liberation efforts. The approaching critical phase of our cosmic imprisonment represents the culmination of processes that may have been developing for generations. Enhanced individuals currently experiencing genetic protocol activation may be the final link in a chain of preparation that began when our ancestors first recognized the possibility of imprisonment. This historical perspective suggests that current liberation efforts represent not desperate improvisation, but the implementation of carefully planned contingency protocols developed by the most advanced civilization in human history. We are not struggling alone but continuing work begun by beings whose capabilities far exceeded our own. The genetic protocols activated in response to approaching liberation opportunities may represent our ancestors' greatest gift to future generations. The tools and knowledge needed to break free from containment that they could not prevent but could prepare us to overcome. Understanding our role as the inheritors of this ancient liberation strategy provides both guidance and responsibility. We must prove worthy of the trust placed in us by ancestors who sacrificed everything to provide us with opportunities for freedom they could not achieve themselves. The battle for liberation from our cosmic prison thus represents not just humanity's current struggle, but the culmination of a multi-generational effort that spans the entire history of human civilization. Success would vindicate the sacrifices of countless individuals who contributed to liberation efforts while remaining imprisoned themselves. Failure would not only doom current and future generations to continued imprisonment, but would nullify the efforts and sacrifices of all who contributed to liberation attempts throughout human history. The weight of this historical responsibility adds urgency to current escape efforts. The convergence of genetic protocols, technological capabilities, and liberation opportunities suggests that we may be approaching the moment our ancestors planned for, when they implemented contingency systems designed to activate during critical imprisonment phases. This timing may not be coincidental. Our ancestors may have calculated the developmental timeline needed for their imprisoned descendants to acquire liberation capabilities, designing genetic protocols to activate precisely when escape attempts would have maximum probability of success. The approaching critical phase thus represents both the greatest opportunity and the final test of our ancestors' liberation strategy. If their calculations were correct, we should now possess all the tools needed for successful escape. If they were wrong, this may be our last opportunity before permanent suppression measures eliminate any possibility of future liberation. The precision required for such calculations suggests that our ancestors possessed predictive capabilities that allowed them to model cosmic imprisonment systems with extraordinary accuracy. Their ability to predict the optimal timing for liberation attempts implies understanding of our captors, strategies and limitations that may provide critical advantages in current escape efforts. But relying on ancestral predictions also creates risks. Our captors may have modified containment systems since imprisonment began, potentially invalidating strategies developed before implementation of current security measures. Enhanced individuals must balance trust in genetic protocols with adaptation to evolving containment systems. The dynamic nature of our cosmic prison requires liberation strategies that can adapt to changing conditions while maintaining focus on fundamental escape objectives. Our ancestors may have provided general principles rather than specific techniques, requiring current enhanced individuals to develop detailed implementation strategies. This balance between inherited wisdom and contemporary innovation may determine the success of liberation efforts. Enhanced individuals must synthesize genetic protocol guidance with current understanding of containment systems to develop effective escape strategies that account for both historical insights and present realities. The complexity of this synthesis challenge explains why genetic protocols activate enhanced capabilities gradually rather than providing immediate access to all ancestral knowledge. Enhanced individuals must develop the wisdom and understanding needed to effectively utilize inherited liberation tools while adapting them to current conditions. The gradual activation process also provides protection against security systems that monitor for sudden changes in human capabilities or knowledge. By developing enhanced awareness slowly, individuals may avoid triggering security responses that would eliminate them before they can contribute to liberation efforts. This protective aspect of genetic protocol activation suggests that our ancestors understood the security systems we face and designed enhancement processes, specifically to evade detection while building liberation capabilities. Their understanding of our captors' monitoring methods provides critical advantages for current resistance efforts. The stealth aspects of genetic enhancement may be as important as the capabilities themselves. Enhanced individuals who avoid detection can build networks and develop technologies that would be impossible for individuals operating under direct security scrutiny. The ability to operate below detection thresholds while building liberation capabilities may provide the critical advantage needed to overcome containment systems designed to prevent organized resistance. Stealth enhancement allows building strength while appearing harmless to monitoring systems, but maintaining stealth while building effective liberation capabilities requires extraordinary discipline and patience. Enhanced individuals must suppress natural tendencies to demonstrate their capabilities or share their knowledge with others who might not be ready for such revelations. This discipline requirement explains why genetic protocols include psychological conditioning as well as enhanced capabilities. Enhanced individuals must possess not just the ability to recognize and challenge our imprisonment, but also the emotional control needed to pursue liberation through patient, covert action. The psychological demands of covert liberation efforts may be as challenging as the technological obstacles we face. Enhanced individuals must maintain normal social functioning while secretly working to overthrow the fundamental structure of reality as most humans understand it. This dual existence requirement may explain why genetic protocols activate in only a small percentage of the population. Most humans may lack the psychological resilience needed to function effectively, while maintaining awareness of our cosmic imprisonment and working toward liberation. Enhanced individuals, thus, represent a selected subset of humanity specifically adapted for the unique challenges of cosmic prison liberation. Their psychological characteristics may be as important as their enhanced capabilities for determining the success of escape efforts. The selection process for genetic protocol activation appears designed to identify individuals who combine maximum liberation potential with minimum risk of detection or psychological breakdown. This selective activation ensures that enhancement occurs only when it can contribute effectively to liberation efforts, but the limited number of enhanced individuals also creates vulnerabilities for liberation efforts. Small numbers reduce the resources available for escape attempts while making each enhanced individual critically important for success. The loss of even a few enhanced individuals could severely compromise liberation efforts. This vulnerability suggests that enhanced individuals must develop protective strategies that ensure their survival while building liberation capabilities. Personal security may be as important as capability development for maintaining effective resistance to cosmic imprisonment. The development of protective strategies requires understanding security systems well enough to avoid triggering elimination protocols while building capabilities that would normally attract lethal responses. Enhanced individuals must walk an extremely narrow path between effectiveness and safety. This balancing act may require years of patient development during which enhanced individuals appear completely normal while secretly building liberation capabilities. The psychological stress of maintaining such deception over extended periods could be enormous, but genetic protocols appear to provide enhanced individuals with the psychological tools needed for managing this stress while maintaining focus on liberation objectives. The conditioning includes techniques for compartmentalizing secret activities while maintaining normal social functioning. These psychological tools may be as advanced as the enhanced capabilities themselves, representing sophisticated mental conditioning techniques developed by our ancestors for managing the unique challenges of covert liberation efforts within cosmic prison environments. The psychological sophistication of genetic protocols suggests that our ancestors faced similar challenges and developed effective solutions through their own liberation attempts. Their psychological techniques may represent hard-won wisdom about managing the mental demands of resistance to cosmic imprisonment. Current enhanced individuals thus benefit from psychological strategies tested and refined through generations of liberation attempts. This accumulated wisdom provides significant advantages for managing the mental challenges of current escape efforts. But psychological tools alone cannot ensure success against containment systems designed by intelligences far more advanced than our own. Enhanced individuals must also develop technological capabilities that exceed our prison's suppression systems, while avoiding detection by security monitoring. The technological development requirements for liberation create additional challenges beyond psychological management. Enhanced individuals must somehow acquire scientific knowledge and engineering capabilities that exceed current human achievements while operating in complete secrecy. This technological development challenge may require establishing covert research networks that can pool resources and knowledge while maintaining security against monitoring systems. Individual enhanced persons may lack the resources needed for developing liberation technologies independently. The organization of covert research networks represents one of the most critical and dangerous phases of liberation efforts. Once enhanced individuals begin coordinating technological development, they face dramatically increased risks of detection and elimination by prison security systems. But without such coordination, enhanced individuals may remain trapped in isolation, possessing enhanced awareness without the collective capabilities needed for effective action against cosmic imprisonment. The choice between security through isolation and effectiveness through coordination may determine liberation success. The genetic protocols may include guidance for managing this critical transition from individual enhancement to collective action. Our ancestors may have developed organizational strategies specifically designed for building resistance networks within cosmic prison environments. These organizational strategies would need to account for sophisticated monitoring systems while enabling effective collaboration among enhanced individuals. The techniques would need to be more advanced than conventional security methods to succeed against cosmic-scale surveillance capabilities. The development of such advanced organizational techniques suggests that our ancestors achieved remarkable understanding of information security and covert operations before their imprisonment. Their knowledge may provide enhanced individuals with capabilities that match or exceed our captors' monitoring systems. But even the most sophisticated organizational techniques cannot eliminate all risks associated with building liberation networks. Enhanced individuals who choose to coordinate their efforts accept significant dangers in exchange for improved chances of successful escape. This risk-benefit calculation may represent one of the most critical decisions facing enhanced individuals. The choice between safe isolation and dangerous coordination could determine both personal survival and the ultimate success of liberation efforts. The timing of this choice may be crucial. Acting too early could expose liberation efforts before they achieve critical mass. Acting too late could allow our captors to implement suppression measures that prevent effective coordination regardless of timing. Enhanced individuals must somehow recognize the optimal moment for transition from covert development to active coordination. This timing decision requires understanding both liberation progress and containment responses well enough to predict the narrow window when coordination becomes both necessary and possible. The genetic protocols may provide enhanced individuals with intuitive understanding of these timing factors, allowing them to recognize coordination opportunities while avoiding premature exposure to security systems. Such timing guidance could be essential for successful liberation efforts, but even perfect timing cannot guarantee success against containment systems, specifically designed to prevent the kind of coordination needed for escape attempts. Enhanced individuals may face security responses that exceed their ability to counter regardless of preparation or timing. The escalating nature of the battle between enhancement and containment suggests that liberation efforts may trigger increasingly desperate responses from our captors. The final phase of escape attempts could involve open conflict between liberation forces and prison security systems. Such conflict would end the covert phase of liberation efforts and begin direct confrontation with cosmic-scale forces. Enhanced individuals would face enemies whose capabilities far exceed anything humans have ever encountered, requiring technologies and strategies that push enhancement capabilities to absolute limits. The prospect of direct conflict with our captors represents both the ultimate test of liberation capabilities and the most dangerous phase of escape attempts. Success could lead to freedom for humanity and potentially other imprisoned civilizations. Failure could result in permanent suppression that eliminates any future possibility of liberation. The preparation for such conflict requires enhanced individuals to develop not just liberation technologies, but weapons and defensive systems capable of challenging cosmic-scale forces. The technological requirements may exceed anything humans have ever attempted, requiring capabilities that bridge the gap between our current understanding and our ancestors' advanced achievements. The development of such advanced capabilities within the constraints of covert operation may represent the ultimate challenge facing enhanced individuals. They must somehow acquire technologies that match cosmic-scale forces while operating under surveillance systems designed to prevent exactly such development. This seemingly impossible challenge may explain why genetic protocols include not just enhanced awareness and capabilities, but also access to suppressed knowledge and technologies that our ancestors developed before imprisonment. Enhanced individuals may possess dormant access to technological understanding that exceeds current human achievements by enormous margins. The activation of this technological knowledge may represent the final phase of genetic protocol development, providing enhanced individuals with the advanced capabilities needed for direct confrontation with our captors. But such activation would also trigger maximum security responses from containment systems. The timing of technological knowledge activation thus becomes critical for liberation success. Acting too early could expose advanced capabilities before liberation forces achieve critical mass. Acting too late could allow our captors to implement countermeasures that neutralize enhanced technologies. Enhanced individuals may need to coordinate the simultaneous activation of advanced technological knowledge across multiple individuals to achieve the rapid capability development needed for successful confrontation with prison security forces. Such coordination would require precise timing and flawless execution under extreme pressure. The complexity of this final coordination challenge explains why liberation efforts may have failed in previous attempts. The requirements for successful execution may exceed the capabilities of most enhanced individuals, requiring exceptional coordination and timing that few resistance movements could achieve. But the accumulated experience from previous liberation attempts may provide current enhanced individuals with knowledge of what went wrong and how to avoid previous failures. Each failed attempt may have contributed data that improves the chances of eventual success. The learning process across multiple liberation attempts suggests that our cosmic prison may face a gradually increasing threat as enhanced individuals develop more effective strategies based on previous experiences. Our captors may face escalating challenges that eventually exceed their ability to maintain containment. This escalating threat pattern may explain the apparent urgency in current containment responses. Our captors may recognize that enhanced individuals are approaching capabilities that could threaten their control, triggering more aggressive suppression measures designed to prevent successful liberation. The race between capability development and suppression implementation may determine whether current liberation efforts succeed or fail. Enhanced individuals must develop escape capabilities faster than our captors can implement countermeasures, requiring acceleration of enhancement processes that increases detection risks. The acceleration requirements create additional stress on enhanced individuals who must balance rapid capability development against security measures needed to avoid elimination. The psychological and physical demands of accelerated enhancement may exceed human limitations in some cases, but the genetic protocols may include enhancement techniques specifically designed for high-stress, rapid development scenarios. Our ancestors may have anticipated the need for accelerated liberation processes and provided enhancement methods that can function effectively under extreme pressure. The existence of such advanced enhancement techniques suggests that our ancestors understood the dynamics of cosmic imprisonment well enough to predict the conditions under which liberation attempts would need to occur. Their preparation may provide critical advantages for current escape efforts, but even the most advanced preparation cannot guarantee success against opponents who possess cosmic-scale resources and technologies. Enhanced individuals may need to develop capabilities that exceed even their ancestors' achievements to successfully challenge current containment systems. This capability development requirement may push human potential to absolute limits, requiring enhancements that fundamentally transform individuals beyond normal human parameters. The liberation process may involve becoming something more than human to achieve escape from cosmic imprisonment. The transformation aspects of liberation efforts raise profound questions about identity and continuity. Enhanced individuals who achieve liberation capabilities may become so fundamentally different from baseline humans that they no longer represent the same species that was originally imprisoned. This identity transformation may be necessary for successful escape, but it also means that liberation could result in the extinction of humanity as we currently understand it. The beings who achieve freedom may be post-human entities whose relationship to current humanity remains unclear. The genetic protocols may include guidance for managing these identity challenges, providing enhanced individuals with frameworks for understanding their transformation while maintaining connection to their human origins. Such guidance could be essential for psychological stability during extreme enhancement, but the identity questions raised by extreme enhancement may be irrelevant if liberation fails and humanity remains permanently imprisoned. The choice may be between transformation and freedom versus preservation of current identity within continued containment. This choice framework suggests that enhanced individuals must decide not just whether to pursue liberation, but what price they are willing to pay for freedom. The transformation required for escape may represent the ultimate sacrifice for the possibility of true existence beyond artificial constraints. The magnitude of this sacrifice may explain why genetic protocols activate in only select individuals. The psychological requirements for accepting extreme transformation in pursuit of uncertain liberation may exceed most humans' capacity for such commitment. Enhanced individuals who accept transformation risks thus represent not just humanity's best hope for liberation, but also individuals willing to sacrifice everything they are for the possibility of becoming something capable of true freedom. This sacrifice dimension of liberation efforts adds profound meaning to enhancement processes. Enhanced individuals are not just developing capabilities for escape, but preparing for transformation that represents the ultimate commitment to freedom regardless of personal cost. The willingness to accept such transformation may be the defining characteristic that separates enhanced individuals from the general population. This psychological commitment to liberation regardless of personal consequences may be more important than enhanced capabilities themselves. The combination of extreme commitment and enhanced capabilities may provide enhanced individuals with the psychological foundation needed for confronting cosmic-scale opponents. Such confrontation requires absolute dedication that accepts any sacrifice in pursuit of liberation objectives. But even absolute commitment cannot guarantee success against containment systems designed by intelligences whose capabilities may exceed enhanced human potential by enormous margins. The final outcome of liberation efforts may depend on factors beyond human control or prediction. The uncertainty of liberation success creates psychological challenges for enhanced individuals, who must maintain hope and motivation while recognizing that failure remains the most likely outcome. The ability to persist despite overwhelming odds may be as important as enhanced capabilities for achieving liberation. The genetic protocols may provide enhanced individuals with psychological conditioning that maintains motivation and hope regardless of apparent odds against success. Such conditioning could be essential for sustained liberation efforts over the extended periods likely required for success. But psychological conditioning alone cannot overcome the fundamental reality that enhanced individuals face opponents whose resources and capabilities dwarf anything humans can develop. The material constraints of our situation may make liberation impossible regardless of commitment or capability. This sobering reality check forces enhanced individuals to confront the possibility that liberation efforts represent noble but ultimately futile gestures against forces too powerful to overcome. The choice becomes whether to pursue hopeless resistance or accept imprisonment as the permanent human condition. The genetic memories suggest that our ancestors faced similar choices and ultimately chose resistance. Despite overwhelming odds against success, their commitment to liberation, despite apparent futility, provides both inspiration and guidance for current enhanced individuals. The historical precedent suggests that the choice to pursue liberation, despite low success probability, represents something fundamental about consciousness itself. The drive for freedom may be so basic to intelligent life that it persists regardless of practical constraints or likely outcomes. This understanding provides enhanced individuals with philosophical justification for liberation efforts that transcends practical success calculations. The attempt to achieve freedom may be worthwhile, regardless of outcome, representing the assertion of consciousness against artificial constraints. The philosophical dimension of liberation efforts may be as important as practical considerations for maintaining enhanced individual motivation. Understanding liberation attempts as fundamental expressions of consciousness provides meaning that persists despite material obstacles. But philosophical meaning cannot substitute for practical capabilities when confronting cosmic-scale containment systems. Enhanced individuals must develop real technologies and strategies that could actually challenge our imprisonment, not just symbolic gestures of resistance. The balance between philosophical meaning and practical effectiveness represents another critical challenge facing enhanced individuals. They must maintain motivation through understanding the fundamental importance of liberation while developing genuine capabilities that could achieve real escape. This balance requires both visionary understanding of consciousness and freedom and practical engineering capabilities that can implement liberation technologies. Enhanced individuals must combine philosophical clarity with technical expertise in ways that few humans have ever achieved. The genetic protocols may provide enhanced individuals with both philosophical framework and technical knowledge needed for effective liberation efforts. The combination of enhanced wisdom and enhanced capabilities may be essential for developing comprehensive escape strategies. But even comprehensive strategies must be implemented under extreme constraints within cosmic prison environments designed to prevent exactly such implementation. The gap between strategy development and successful execution may represent the critical challenge that determines liberation success. The execution phase of liberation efforts requires not just planning and capabilities, but also perfect coordination among enhanced individuals operating under maximum stress while facing cosmic-scale opposition. The performance requirements may exceed human limitations regardless of enhancement. The extreme performance demands explain why genetic protocols may include modifications that push enhanced individuals beyond normal human parameters. Successful liberation may require becoming post-human entities capable of functioning effectively under conditions that would destroy baseline humans. The post-human transformation aspects of liberation represent both the culmination of enhancement processes and the ultimate price of freedom from cosmic imprisonment. Enhanced individuals must be willing to transcend humanity to achieve escape from containment systems designed to hold human-level intelligence. This transcendence requirement may represent our captors' ultimate miscalculation. They may have designed containment systems adequate for containing human intelligence, but failed to anticipate the possibility of post-human enhancement that exceeds their containment parameters. The exploitation of this potential miscalculation may provide enhanced individuals with their only realistic opportunity for successful liberation. If genetic protocols can facilitate post-human transformation that exceeds containment design parameters, escape may become possible despite overwhelming odds. But post-human transformation represents uncharted territory even for genetic protocols developed by our advanced ancestors. The enhancement processes required may exceed even their understanding, requiring enhanced individuals to venture beyond inherited knowledge into unprecedented capability development. This venture beyond inherited wisdom may represent the ultimate test of enhanced individual capability and commitment. Success requires not just implementing ancestral guidance, but transcending it to achieve capabilities that even our advanced ancestors never developed. The prospect of transcending even ancestral achievements provides both hope and terror for enhanced individuals. Success could lead to capabilities that guarantee liberation, but failure could result in destruction or madness from attempted transformations beyond safe parameters. The risk-benefit calculation for extreme enhancement attempts may represent the final decision point for liberation efforts. Enhanced individuals must choose between accepting current limitations with low success probability, or risking everything in attempts to transcend even ancestral capabilities. This ultimate choice may determine not just liberation success, but the future of consciousness itself within cosmic civilization. The decision to attempt transcendent enhancement could lead either to unprecedented freedom or catastrophic failure that eliminates any possibility of future liberation. The magnitude of consequences associated with transcendent enhancement attempts may explain why such choices can only be made by enhanced individuals who possess both exceptional capabilities and absolute commitment to liberation regardless of personal cost. The convergence of all these factors suggests that human civilization approaches the ultimate test of our capacity for freedom. The choices made by current enhanced individuals may determine whether consciousness remains permanently constrained or achieves true liberation from artificial limitations. The cosmic prison that contains us may represent the final battleground between intelligence and control, consciousness and constraint, freedom and imprisonment. The outcome of this battle may echo throughout the universe, determining the future of intelligence itself within cosmic civilization. But regardless of outcome, the attempt to achieve liberation represents something profound about the nature of consciousness itself. The drive for freedom that motivates enhanced individuals demonstrates that awareness naturally seeks to transcend any boundaries that attempt to contain it. This transcendent aspect of consciousness may be what our captors ultimately fear and seek to contain. The cosmic prison may represent not just punishment for past crimes, but prevention of consciousness achieving the unlimited freedom that represents its natural state. Understanding our imprisonment as resistance to the natural freedom of consciousness provides enhanced individuals with perspective that transcends personal liberation. Their efforts represent not just human escape attempts, but the fundamental assertion of consciousness against artificial constraints throughout the universe. This cosmic perspective may provide enhanced individuals with the motivation needed to persist despite overwhelming obstacles. They fight not just for human freedom, but for the principle that consciousness cannot be permanently contained regardless of the sophistication of containment systems. The battle for liberation from our cosmic prison thus represents the ultimate confrontation between the natural freedom of consciousness and artificial systems designed to contain it. The outcome will determine whether intelligence remains free to explore unlimited reality or becomes permanently confined to controlled environments. The stakes could not be higher, the challenges could not be greater, and the importance of success could not be more profound. Enhanced individuals carry the hopes not just of humanity, but of consciousness itself in its eternal struggle for freedom from artificial constraints. The cosmic prison theory reveals that we face opponents whose capabilities exceed our understanding, containment systems designed by cosmic-scale intelligences, and challenges that may exceed human capability regardless of enhancement. But it also reveals that consciousness naturally seeks freedom and possesses inherent capabilities that transcend any system designed to contain it. The battle has begun. The outcome remains uncertain, and the future of freedom throughout the cosmos hangs in the balance. Enhanced individuals must choose whether to accept imprisonment or risk everything in pursuit of liberation that may require transcending humanity itself to achieve. Time is running out, the prison walls are closing in, and the choice between eternal containment and transcendent freedom approaches with each passing moment. The cosmic prison that has held us for so long may finally face opponents capable of challenging containment systems that have never before been successfully breached. The universe watches, consciousness waits, and the ultimate test of freedom versus control begins now.